When my children watch cartoons, you'll see someone hard thinking. And when they are hard thinking, their face is all screwed up, their body is all tightly wound. And then suddenly, bing, an exclamation point arrives above their head, or a light bulb. Usually, this reveals the fact that they know something now which they did not know before. Now, as you begin meeting with your students and building that relationship and building that rapport, as you find, as you find that you're getting to know them and their needs and their wants and their desires better, you will need to start asking even more probing questions. It is critical, before you begin trying to solve a student's issues, that you become fully aware of what their needs are. Now, Now, this may begin something of a slightly different life cycle in this question and answer process for you. Sometimes a student may come by because they have a small issue. Sometimes a student may come by because they have a big issue. Sometimes they may come by because they have a middling issue. An example of a small issue is that the person who sits next to them is too loud in the classroom. While in that particular case, you would just urge them first and foremost to talk with the student next to them and see if the student will agree to quiet down before they come to you. Small problems are one in which many times students are just trying to be heard, they want their voices known, or they have small technical issues which can be quickly and easily solved. Medium problems may be ones in which they have an ongoing issue. And a medium problem may be that they are facing a very tight deadline and they don't know how to use the software properly. It may require a hands-on session or an appointment at the Individualized Learning Center. It may be, for a medium-sized problem, that they have several projects are due and they're not exactly sure how they can juggle or make judgments based on which ones they should be solving in which order to achieve the best results that they can. In which case, asking those probing questions can be a great way to find out their needs and concerns. On the other hand, they may have a big problem, and some big problems you just can't solve. So for instance, if they have a big problem that their computer has died, you may be able to point them to a student lab or set aside some time in your office when they can come by and use your secondary machine or what have you. If they have a big problem in that they've missed several classes and they absolutely do not know anything about the current project, you may be able to point them towards a one-on-one meeting with the professor, or if it's you, work on a way in which you could, perhaps outside of class time, give them the response time and the need to go over those notes again and make sure that they get it on a one-to-one personal level. It may be that they don't have money for prints, in which case you tell them to just do their best and point them to where they can get black and white prints on campus or where they can purchase low-cost color prints. Or if they can't purchase any, maybe they have no money whatsoever, money is really, really tight, then have them turn in black and white versions of their projects for a reduced grade, or just tell them to change their whole project so that it's all in black and white. There's no reason why issues like that can't be resolved. Now, if the issue is something even larger, such as they've lost their place to stay and they need to have a place to stay, you might be able to point them to some student services that will assist them in this regard. If it turns out that they don't They're having a really hard time concentrating because they haven't eaten in 2.5 days. You can point them to the Nest where they can get some food or some counseling to try to assist them through the issue. Now, if they have a very large problem, such as there was an auto accident and now they're sitting on $50,000 worth of debt, or there's been an even larger accident and one of the caregivers in their family has died and now they're worried. Maybe you have a student whose parents are being taken out of the country, and as such, the student needs to make a decision. Are they going to finish out the semester, or are they going to have to stay at home and try to take care of the family? These are real issues that pop up. Stillworth, you may have problems that have no solution at all. A student's husband has died. They're not going to be able to finish the semester. They want to come and talk with you about what, if anything, can be done. Perhaps this is a great time to talk about getting an incomplete. While an incomplete is not a fantastic solution to the issue at hand, it does open up the possibilities that the student can have the rest of the semester to try to get a handle on the situations that are occurring, and an additional 6 weeks after the semester is out to come to a working solution. As you begin to ask specific questions based around the student or new individual needs, you may find that this light bulb above your head comes on all at once. Aha! This is the need. On the other hand, as you ask more and more probing questions, you may find that the light bulb turns on as per a dimmer switch, slowly over time. You may find yourself saying, now I understand what he really needs. Or, aha, now I see how she can make it to her solution that's going to work. Without a clear understanding of what problems the student has or what solutions they're seeking, you don't have a way to move forward. You can try things, you can suggest things, you can make movements in one direction or the other, but until you know for sure what it is that they want, there's no way for you to find a working solution. It is only when you've come to clearly understand the problem that you can come to clearly assist them finding a solution. Now, granted, for you to be truly excellent at what it is that you do, you need to be a master of what it is that you teach, how it is that you teach it, the reasons why you teach what you teach, and how that will include practical application moving forward. Once these solutions are identified, knowledge becomes power. You know what it is that your school is teaching every student, and you know why they're teaching it. You know what the practical application of it is. You know why it is an industry standard or why it is an up-and-coming industry item. You know everything about what it is that you're doing, and it is something that you can assist your students with. But if the solutions are not ones that are school-related or ones that are not related to your program, sometimes without knowledge, you have no power. The more you know about your program, your classes, your teaching style, and what can be gained by achieving a degree that you are teaching or offering, the better equipped you are to handle needs and problems as well as full working solutions. A common issue for inexperienced teachers is to hear a student talk, quickly identify what their need or their problem is, and then jump down the road to solving that one particular need or issue. However, if you jump the gun too quickly, you may find that a student has more than one problem. They have more than one need. They have a bevy or a plethora of interesting issues that need to be dealt with. And in fact, the more you know, the better equipped you will be to set forth a set of steps that will assist that student to solve their problem in a straightforward manner. Whereas if you just choose whichever item that it is that you want, you will take one portion of the real problem and try to solve that, forsaking all others. Now that doesn't seem like a very good solution to a problem, does it? It's not enough that the light bulb over your head, recognizing the needs and the wants, go off, but the light bulb has to go on over the head of the student or the person with the issue as well. They need to recognize that the needs and the wants are clear and that the solutions are good working solutions. In an upcoming podcast, we'll talk about how to help make the students or individuals aware of what their problems are, or to see it more clearly once you have identified what they are. But for now, perhaps consider writing down a list of good probing questions that have worked for you and that will continue to work, or write down a series of questions that you have used in the past that are working questions with working solutions. Practice them and see if you can use them in upcoming issues. For now, thank you very much for your time. I certainly appreciate it. Glad you could make it. Please feel free to just absolutely destroy that like button. Tag it again and again and again. Share this with like-minded individuals. Comment below. And by all means, design your future. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of our video or audio content.